He's the host of The Tonight Show, the one, the only Jimmy Fallon.
Oh, hey there. You made it. Welcome to the Universal Studio Tour. I'm Jimmy Fallon. I'll be making sure that you get through this experience in one piece. You've got the very best guide.
Nikki.
And the greatest driver.
Diego.
They're the best. I love them. Even though
Nikki
owes me $5. I know you guys are excited to get on the tour, but first, a few safety rules.
Okay, friends from Idaho. Do you have $5 I can borrow? Okay, it's alright, I'll Venmo him later. Let's go over the safety rules. Now, please remain seated at all times. That's what this image is telling you. But what happens if there's a medical emergency, sound or video issues, or you've dropped something outside of this tram? Here's what you gotta do. You're gonna reach up, you're gonna pull the red E cord. It's running along the ceiling of every car. As soon as that's it for the safety rules, we're done. Right on time too, because we are entering the studio, heading down our movie poster timeline. Yeah, I like that. This kid's loving the fanfare for Universal. Does anyone else get goosebumps when you hear that before the movie starts? Oh yeah, big time. The rest of you, liars. You guys are shouting out your favorite movies. Jaws fans, anyone?
E.T.
E.T. fans?
Yes.
Coal miner's daughter? Alright, well that's a deep cut, so don't worry about that. But on the right-hand side, I know that we're taking you to the studio, but this is not a movie set. On the right, that is a real Los Angeles County Fire Department. Station 51, the heroes and first responders of Universal City, because guess what? This is not just a theme park. It's not just a studio. This is a real city with a zip code, 91608, in case you're wondering. We have an honorary mayor, we have a sheriff's department, we have a post office, we have 3 Starbucks coffee shops, and that's how you know we're legit. But what sets us apart from all the other cities around the world, this one is dedicated entirely to the making of motion pictures and TV shows and commercials and the world-famous Universal Studios Tour, which is this year celebrating its 56th anniversary. Now guys, I know we are headed to the studio. Take a quick look to your left-hand side. That's soundstage number 12, and it's pretty empty in there, but normally there are tons of set pieces being lugged in and out for NBC's The Voice. This is where Nick Jonas, John Legend, Kelly Clarkson, and Blake Shelton come to work. It's their office. Now, speaking of people working, I do have to kick down the volume just a skosh, just because of how closely we travel to these sound stages. Take a look at the wall inside of this soundstage. In fact, you're going to see pretty much the entire interior. Notice that it's so heavily padded with like what looks to be pillows. Well, as soon as these doors close, the soundstage becomes 98% soundproof. And this is how productions are able to maintain filming their episodes while construction can go on right across the street. Isn't this wild? Now take a look over here. We have a door that's open, and you're not seeing anything exciting. I will be honest, that was just a plywood wall. But on the inside, it's always what's on the inside that counts, right? If you were to walk into that soundstage, 16, 17, or 21, you would find yourself on this TV set.
I'm tired here. Let's have some patience for one another.
Yeah, you know, the heat makes us all act.
If your face stays where it is, it's gonna get punched.
No joke. Cloud9 Department Store is a fictitious department store built right here at Universal Studios, and this is their base camp. Superstore is an NBC comedy that stars America Ferrera, Ben Feldman, Lauren Ash, Colton Dunn. You're looking at their trailers. Their dressing rooms are all right here. Wardrobe and makeup is also taken care of there. I mean, you are really behind the scenes today, guys. The Mindy Project on Hulu also filmed in Stage 21. But to name a few movies that I love so much, that is what makes Stage 21 my favorite soundstage. Steven Spielberg, heard of him? Yeah, Jurassic Park shot scenes in Stage 21. Ron Howard needed a mission control for Apollo 13, so he built one in Stage 21. He and his production team, anyway. But also, I promised my friends from the UK that I would drop. She's super busy in our studio. We also have shows actually just pause it, but here you go. Hollywood Game Night, that's shown on Stage 44, which is now being used by Good Girls. By the way, Good Girls is an NBC dramedy that is filming in our studio today, and I think you guys might have heard me talk about the Quiet Zone. This means that we're going to be getting really close to the areas they're filming in, and I have to hop off the microphone because, well, they didn't cast me, so they don't want this beautiful angelic voice in their shot. I get it. But we are moving forward, and remember I pointed out to you what dressing rooms looks like for today's modern day industry. They're like white mobile trailers. Back back in the day, dressing rooms were not that mobile. In fact, they were a bit more permanent for the stars of the 50s and 60s. You're looking at the old dressing rooms that used to belong to Lucille Ball from I Love Lucy, Rock Hudson, Doris Day, Jimmy Stewart, Tony Curtis. And today, they're not dressing rooms, they're production offices to people like Jennifer Lopez. Yeah, do you see her parking space? Your eyes do not deceive you. That is her parking spot. She's not just an amazing singer, she's also a producer for NBC, World of Dance. If you like that show, that film's up ahead on the left. And there's another sign that says MP. Those letters stand for Mark Platt, who brought you into the woods and La La Land. And guess what? If you're a Broadway musical fan, Wicked's coming to the big screen next to that company. 5195 used to be Alfred Hitchcock's old office, the master of suspense. Yes, any Hitchcock fans out there? Psycho, Rear Window, Vertigo, The Birds? Oh, yes, The Birds are scary. Now on the left, guys, these are the stages I was talking about that World of Dance has filmed in. America's Got Talent has also done a lot of filming in there. It's also been actually most popularly known as the Will and Grace soundstage. If you are a Will and Grace fan, then you know it was a huge deal. Coming back to TV after being off air for 11 years, and they came to our studio, and guess what? They...
Beaver House. Just an ordinary tourist from the Midwest. Only two apart. Mission, Soda, Wisconsin. Home of the fighting Caucasians.
Now remember, it filmed in a soundstage, so that was a green screen, but make no mistake, they were taking a tour, like you, and like you're gonna see the buildings they were seeing. Our world-famous Universal Studios Backlot, I'm not exaggerating, it's one of the most filmed locations in the entire world. Keep that in mind, because when we get in there, not a single brick or stone. You are looking at plastic resin, fiberglass, and plywood, also known as Hollywood. We call these structures facades, which is a French term. It means false front. It's beautiful on the outside, but nothing on the inside. Wow, like me, actually. But we also have practical sets, which is a different style. So not all of these are just shells. A great example would be the one you're seeing on your screens. The practical set offers interior space. So some of these actually you can walk in to design like a cafe or a pawn shop or a McDonald's like it was in a commercial not too long ago. Now today, a lot of activity going on the back lot, but I do want to point out that where this activity is taking place is on a set we call New York Street. I was born right here in the San Fernando Valley, and I've still not been out there to the Big Apple. I'm the last person to give you a tour of New York, so that's why I'm going to turn it over to my co-host, Jimmy Fallon. Take it away.
Hey everyone, welcome to New York. I got my start right here in New York on Saturday Night Live. This is actually my old neighborhood. Once got mugged over there by an old woman, tough lady. This is my favorite hot dog guy. Hey buddy, how's it going? Remember me? No. Just like old times. Gotta love New York City. I'm walking here. Yeah, it's cool, guys. I was just walking there. So it's not exactly New York, but a lot of times when you see New York in the movies, it was shot right here on the Universal Metro sets. If you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. Even if you make it here on the Universal lot.
Yes, that's very true, because, we do call it New York Street, but this New York Street was actually London, England, in Fast and Furious Presents Hobbs and Shaw, that starred Idris Elba, Jason Statham, and Dwayne Johnson, built right in the middle of that street. Superhero fans, Captain America, the First Avenger, The Amazing Spider-Man, Transformers have all done filming out there. Good Girls also uses our backlot, and they're in a different section of our studio today, so we'll talk about that later. We're leaving the urban jungle behind to take you to a different one.
I was about 8 or 9 years old, and I wanted to become a filmmaker. I like films that just take you away from your real life and scoop you up on the edge. Can't literally does. I mean, you're on board the ship, you're sailing to a lost island, you're encountering monsters and creatures from prehistoric times.
So as you could guess, it's going to be bumpy. Take a look at your screens. Remember, this is a reminder to stay seated. Hold on tight to all personal items. If anything falls out indoors on our tour, you're not immediately getting it back. Arms and legs in the tram. And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Skull Island. asking, does anyone have Tylenol? Alright, get it later. King Kong 360 3D, designed by Weta Digital and Peter Jackson. Alright, hands up if you've heard of Weta Digital. Wow, okay. Have you seen any Avatar movie, Lord of the Rings, King Kong, Planet of the Apes, Deadpool, Wonder Woman, Jungle Book? The tram that was destroyed, you guys are looking a little concerned, but I wanted us to be safe when we went into King Kong 360 3D, so I asked all my ex-boyfriends to sit on that tram. We sent them in first, just to clear out the booby traps. But when you saw that tram on screen, that became what we would call a picture car. Now this tram has definitely had multiple moments on screen. We are world famous, after all. The original edition of our tram is actually called the Glamour Tram. That was designed by Harper Goff, who was a Disney Imagineer and also the art director on Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. We'll get those cameras out because Diego's just taking us into our Universal Picture Car department. These are some of the coolest rides ever put on screen. Oh yeah, do we have fans of the original Knight Rider, David Hasselhoff? Yeah, my people! Best theme song ever. It was like anyway, it was pretty cool. The original Kit was voiced by the actor William Daniels, who, millennials, guess what? That guy was Mr. Feeney from Boy Meets World. The remake of Kit was voiced by Val Kilmer. We have Back to the Future 2 cars that represent the year 2015, according to the movie. They nailed it. Jurassic World's gyrosphere is missing something, is it? What is it? The glass. Yes and no. That was kind of a trick question because it never had glass, at least behind the scenes, because it's a reflective surface and you really just do not want to catch the glimpse of the producer or the camera crew because then that shatters the illusion, pun intended. So what do you do there? Well, it's like what Weta Digital. There it is on your screens. Do you think that was an accident that we would see the brand Mercedes on screen? No, super intentional. It's called product placement. And it was placed right there in the Lost World Jurassic, where everything is fake. The mobile lab has plywood on it. These steel cages are balsa wood. That tree stump is foam rubber. A lot of the rust is just paint. And all of the blood is interesting. Oh my gosh! Oh no! Car 1's getting attacked! Help! Help! Get it off me! Get it off me! Oh yeah, there's a window. I'm good. I'm good. Diego, they gave you one too? Oh, here comes another dinosaur. Oh, it's gonna attack car 2. You better duck, guys! You better duck! You better... I'm just kidding. Nothing happens. But it's Universal, you guys. I'm surprised they haven't like stuck a hose in its mouth. We love water effects. Now here's the thing. I am showing you the picture car that was sitting back there, but we're not talking about the vehicle. We're going to be talking about the effect here on screen. The rain. Yeah, one of the biggest lies of Hollywood. Because here in beautiful, sunny Southern California, we're not always, having rain around the town. But we do like to produce the effect in front of the camera. Any effect that is produced for camera is actually called a practical effect. So let's show you how it's done. Bienvenidos, mis amigos, a Mexico. Mexico, it's been around since the silent film era. Not so silent right now because I activated thunder. On a film set, if you're filming a thunderstorm scene, you're not going to hear thunder because that would be obstructing the sound of the actor's dialogue being recorded. This is another phase of post-production that we call sound design or Foley. Now, by the way, the rain is being produced with a very sophisticated piece of high-tech machinery. Yeah, it's a sprinkler. It's doing great. But this sprinkler is actually doctored a bit. The heads, if you'll notice, they're angled upwards, so that gives the water a chance to head up first. So when it falls down, it looks a little more natural, a bit more authentic. In authentic rain, you can't even see that stuff.
Oh my god, it's coming.
I pressed the wrong button. How do I? Okay, it's too late. Everyone, look out! It's El Nino! Yeah, car 1, it's headed straight for you. Ay, caramba! So sorry. I'm sorry, my finger slipped. But that is the world-famous studio tour Flash Flood. And guys, it's not just this tram that gets 15 seconds of fame. You can't outrun the road, kid! Yeah, we'll see about that. There it is, featured in Big Fat Liar. It was also featured in Lady Gaga's Judas music video. And this spoke. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. The Academy Award winning Lady Gaga. Here we go. Yeah, she took home an Oscar. That is forever her title. And that was at last year's Oscars when Universal took home Best Picture for Green Book. But this year, Best Picture rightly went to Bong Joon-ho's Parasite, and definitely lending an amazing, just lens onto the South Korean cinema genre. So, do we have any friends from South Korea on our tour? All right. Well, we had a lot yesterday. But guys, another movie that was a huge contender at this year's, all the awards ceremonies, the Oscars and the Golden Globes, was Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Quentin Tarantino's 9th film, which did film right here in our 6 Points, Texas. Yes, we said adios to old Mexico and howdy to the Old West. These sets have been around since the early days of Universal. And I'm talking about, like, day one. Carl Lemley, the founder of our studio, would invite the public to come out to these Western sets to watch. But we do forget the E-cord, so please, if you need guest assistance, reach up, pull the cord, and sit down, because I'll help you. Now, horror movie fans, guess what? This body of water on the left-hand side, I know it's nice and beautiful today. Do not swim in that body of water. Rob Zombie shot scenes for House of a Thousand Corpses there, and it was the lagoon and Creature from the Black Lagoon. Now, I was talking to one of our friends from Car 2 about our horror movie legacy, because Universal introduced Hollywood to the monsters, like Dr. Frankenstein's monster, played by Boris Karloff. Bela Lugosi was Dracula. Lon Chaney was the Phantom of the Opera. These monsters got their start here, especially in this next area we're entering, Little Europe. The idea is that you could be anywhere in Europe if you just change the set decoration around. Don't forget the other monsters we had, like the Mummy, the Wolfman, the Invisible Man, who's over there. Oh, wow, you guys. Well, speaking of, I already have my ticket to see it next week at the ArcLight Theaters in Hollywood, The Invisible Man. That's right, directed by Lee Whannell. You guys might know him from Insidious. Yes. And also, it's a Blumhouse production. You guys, they made Get Out, Happy Death Day, Truth or Dare. And Elizabeth Moss is going to be starring in The Invisible Man. By the way, I know this is the birthplace of the monster movie genre, but guess what? You're also in The Good Place.
You, Eleanor Shellstrom, are dead.
Cool.
This location, the afterlife, come on. I've never ever seen this.
You're in the good place.
I'm not supposed to be here. I can't risk going to the bad place.
Well, maybe it's not all that bad.
How can I help you?
What is the bad place like?
Well, it doesn't sound awesome.
All right, folks, we're going to enter a quiet zone for home and family. I'll give you a clip of their show to check out on your screens.
No gas. No gas. The license plate. No gas.
Okay, guys, coming back up. Just a little bit of volume, only to get you to see your screens. Remember, when you see it, it is a reminder to stay seated. Hey, Jeff. Okay, so Jeff, hi. He's in the window on the right-hand side. Do you see him? It's by that phone. Oh, I realized that the kids don't know what that is. It's a phone. You know, back in the day, you'd toss 3 quarters in it, and then you could call them off. Yeah, no, I just blew this kid's mind. All right, guys, we have another demonstration of practical effects for you. Jeff, you ready? Here we go. Action. Cut. Amazing. These practical effects are a little different. They sit on a larger mechanical set. Jeff, what's going on, man? Just turn it off already. Okay, it's not funny. Please turn it off. Jeff. Oh my gosh, the roof. The roof! The roof is on fire! This is not Jeff's fault. It's the San Andreas fault. Okay. You people are really selling it. It's okay, you're in shock. That's normal. Go to your happy place. Minus Starbucks. Yeah, okay, kid. I heard you say Disneyland. And you know what? No one cares. Oh, the fire is too close to my face. I'm too young. I'm too beautiful. Why is that funny, Carmen? Wait a minute. No, not the train. Why? so sorry. Look at everyone, it's Albania! Yeah, Jeff. Yeah, that's a cut for real this time. Ladies and gentlemen, you just survived Earthquake the Big One. A whopping 8.3 on the Richter scale, and all of you handle this like true Californians. Yeah, you just sat there and you didn't care. We're also entering a quiet zone for the show. Good girls, guys. Retta, Mae Whitman, Christina Hendricks. Actually, it's a bit of a lengthy quiet zone, so pay attention to your screens, because I'm going to try to offer you as much visual aids to see what we're driving around. All right, guys. See ya later.
Yan na naman yung joke.
The volume as we kind of drive further from the filming location, and I am cleared to talk to you guys here, which is nice because this definitely is one of TV's most talked about street. You're on our Colonial Street, but you know it better as Wisteria Lane from Desperate Housewives on ABC. But guys, remember what we talked about when it came to a facade and a practical set. Some are shells, some are full, but for this street it's a bit unique. Some of them have practical elements, but this house on the left, you can see through the window, can't you? That's the San Fernando Valley. So this housewife would have rolled right down that hill if she really filmed in there. But most of the interiors, the living rooms, the kitchens, and the bedrooms we saw on screen were all the way over on the front lot. Can you believe how far we are from the front lot? So yeah, that definitely impresses me when it comes to actors. By the way, you can, oh, Rainbow, you can see our neighbors, Warner Brothers. What, I like rainbows. Warner Brothers Studios is really, really close to us, but our studio is so big, you guys, we're a little over 400 acres, so that's, you can't just walk across the street and be there. It's gonna take you a second. But I also have a clip here to show you that before the housewives moved in, our Colonial Street also housed Tom Hanks in the Burbs. By the way, the Hardy Boys lived in the yellow house on your right. And the green house on the left is where the Cleavers lived, and Leave It to Beaver. And also it was Nellyville. Yeah, that's it. Enough said. The purple house on the right-hand side, that's the original 1313 Mockingbird Lane, home of the Munsters. Classic TV series. That was in production when the studio tour first got its start, by the way. Well, now that we're getting back out to the route here, I'm gonna hop into the quiet zone. I'll see you in a second. of cinemas that were taken to so many different worlds. There's no better example than the world of Dr. Seuss. Hey, you know, I'm not here to give anyone an existential crisis, but why don't you just take a look at the year this was released? Yep, 20 years ago. But if you're wondering how that can be, well, this movie is just one of the rarest gems of cinema. It's so incredibly timeless. Ron Howard and his production team did an amazing job at building Whoville, which, by the way, they use styrofoam for Whoville. Pretty interesting. You know what's even more interesting? The Who's do not know how to pick neighbors. Right next door is Norman Bates. You're looking at two of the most historic sets still standing in all of Hollywood. The Bates Motel and the Psycho House from Alfred Hitchcock's classic thriller, Psycho. The first American film to feature something so terrifying, the censors asked Hitchcock to remove it from the movie, and that was a flushing toilet. Okay, the toilet anecdote did not do it for you guys, huh? What? Yeah, what's the big deal? You've never seen excellent guest service before? It's just helping that lady to... Oh my gosh, Norman Bates? No way, I'm a huge fan. Is that a... Are you gonna sign an autograph? Is that a pen? Oh! No, it's a knife. We're out of here. Listen, don't hurt my guests.
Hi, Norman.
They didn't do anything to you. Back away. Oh my gosh, no, no! Why are you waving at him, car for? Interesting choices. Well, save your waves because he's not the only star of this movie, you guys. Where do you think we're headed to now? That's right. We're on our way to see Mother Bates. Oh, there she is. Hi, Mom.
Hi, Norma.
You look good. She doesn't. She looks upset. And I would be too if Steven Spielberg came to my backyard and left a huge mess. Actually, that'd be kind of lit. So make no mistake, this is one of the most impressive sets ever created. Welcome to the crash site from Steven Spielberg's War of the Worlds. Whoa. You are looking at a real 747. It was purchased for $60,000 from an airplane graveyard. Those exist. And bought all the way to the studio for $200,000. So this plane, upwards $300K, you know, taxes and whatnot, and it only appeared on screen for like 3 minutes. Oh, it's Spielberg for you.
The airplane crash site set is a perfect example of a set that is all designed around a vision that Steven had.
When we first began to sit down to talk about the War of the World, I thought, what if the 747 goes down right in a big neighborhood? Because it's just something we don't see.
You're doing good. You're doing good. Keep listening.
So imagine creating a set like this, all that time, all that money, all the work, and then you start seeing it in commercials and, you know, music videos. No. Spielberg did not want that. He wanted this set to breathe a little with his production. So for 5 years, the studio tour kept this here, and the only things that were happening here were the tours driving through. But then 5 years later, you started seeing it in production. Key and Peele on Comedy Central has filmed here. The Netflix show Love, Community on NBC. One of my favorite ways this set has been used is to train search and rescue dogs. We do this annually and often, so they are ready and prepared at a moment's notice should a real-life disaster take place. Amigos, we're now 10 minutes away from the end of the tour. This is the last time I'm going to remind you about the E-cord. Please pull it if you need guest assistance, and I'll help you. Now, guys, this really is a mountain. I don't know if you guys could tell. We have signs that say deer crossing. You know, don't hit the deer. It's not a movie prop. That is a real sign to watch out for the wildlife. And we also have a practical set here on your right. If you have the CBS All Access platform, you must be a Star Trek fan, because that's where you can watch all the Star Trek shows, including the latest Picard. And if you are watching that, this log cabin was featured in that. By the way, this massive blue screen, that's my favorite set here. It's Falls Lake, the world's largest freestanding backdrop. So let me show you what it looks like in the final product of Sully. But you're not going to notice the screen at all, because the basin is filled with water and the airplane was sitting right in that basin. The people in the water and the plane are the only things that are physically there. Everything else was digitally added in post-production. And Falls Lake was also used for multiple blockbuster movies like Inception, The Hunger Games, Catching Fire, Jurassic World, Bumblebee, Dunkirk, and one of my all-time favorite movies, the SpongeBob movie. Oh yeah, big time. It's when David Hasselhoff went out there to help out SpongeBob and Patrick by giving him a ride on his butt. Iconic. Now, on On the right, that's my friend Dom's car. You'll notice there's no parking pass or license plates. He keeps a low profile because he's actually here to help us out. This entire time, you guys, I don't want to tell you, but we have a high-value witness on our tram. And before we can go back to the theme park, we have to tie some loose ends here. But don't worry, this witness is safe with us because, well, if you're on our tram, you are our fam. And here is a friend of ours to give us the lowdown. Hey, introduce yourself to the tram.
My name is Roman Pierce. Pleased to meet you. My buddy Hobbs asked us to stash you from Shaw for a while. So we brought you in our secret spot.
All right, look, guys, we're gonna keep Shaw from finding you, but to keep you safe, we need your help. We don't want the syndicate tracking us here, so put away your cameras and turn off your cell phones. One flash or one ringtone can give us away.
I need you to take this real serious.
Okay, pull into the next bay and we'll meet you in there.
Okay, well, we'll do, guys. Our next orders are to dance. Yeah, see, this is not so bad. But remember, keep a low profile. I'll let you know when to put on those glasses.
Everybody out! The FBI! Turn that music off!
This is what we're doing. This is the race day after party, and what the other?
Roman Pierce, FBI, don't move. Neil, that's right, party's over.
You know how long I took to iron this shirt, man? I'm not.
You're under arrest right now.
Ladies, just back up a little bit. Got it. It's lightweight. First of all, I don't work for you.
Oh, really? Well, tell me, Roman, who do you work for?
We don't work for nobody. Cop, I suggest you clear out of here, otherwise we can't guarantee your safety.
Guarantee my safety? I'm the one holding the gun.
Yeah, but mine's a whole lot bigger than yours.
Hobbs, escort this novice out.
Let's go, Cookie Puss.
Got an ugly suit on, man. It's cheap.
Somebody out there really pissed off Shaw. It's gonna get ugly fast.
Yeah, don't worry. Lucky for you, our whole family will protect you.
Are you kidding me, Roman? You didn't shut off your phone, bro?
I gotta call you back. I'm in the middle of something.
See what I'm talking about?
Call you back.
Man.
It was on vibrate. Shaw traced us. Hobbs can't hold November. Letty, Roman, we're up. Driver, move that vehicle. It's about to get real interesting. My Mona Lisa's all warmed up right next door. Roman, grab your truck. I need you and Letty ready to roll.
No time to panic, guys. Go ahead and throw on your 3D glasses. Listen, we're putting pedal to the metal. Take extra caution to hold on to your personal items. Stay seated and good luck.
Which one of you is the witness? Speak now or you all get fried!
This is our turn.
After them!
Okay, guys, it's showtime. Come to the left. This thing ain't moving fast enough. Roman, Letty, hook him up.
Now we're moving.
Dad, look out!
see how much they can do. It's all good. We got to held us down. Appreciate it.
They said the bigger the family, the stronger it is. You guys live it up. And you're welcome to join our crew anytime.
Fast and Furious Supercharged. That's the world's largest 3D attraction. And if you would like to experience that again, up on any Los Angeles freeway, it's the same thing. It's also the grand finale to the world-famous Universal Studios tour. Thank you, King Kong, for saving us from the jaws of a T-Rex. Thanks, Jimmy Fallon, for co-hosting and helping out with Quiet Zones. Dom and the crew, thanks for closing our tour and saving our butts. And I think we all know who to be thanking here, the true captain of this ship, Driver Diego. Hands together and loud noises for Diego! And look at that gorgeous San Fernando Valley. So proud to call that my hometown. You can see our neighbors, Warner Brothers Studios. Right behind them, Walt Disney Studios. And right behind them, the world's largest IKEA, actually. It's pretty awesome. But thanks for coming out, hanging out with us at Universal Studios Hollywood, the entertainment capital of LA. Home to the world-famous Universal Studios tour. Did you guys have fun on our tour today?
Yes!
You're just saying that. Well, today is Wednesday, February 26, 2020. Is that anyone's birthday? No? Oh, happy birthday card, too. How about this? Can all February babies make some noise if it's your birth month? It's Pisces season, friends. You've been a fantastic audience. My name is Nikki. Diego was your driver. I'm going to be hanging at our studio directory. Download the Universal Studios Hollywood app. Go to the 145 Water World. And also recycle your 3D glasses. That's a wrap. We'll see you at the movies. Adios.
Thank you, Nikki.